Aloha, everybody, and Sharita Matthews wants me to try the Don't Collect Any Pearls mission in Sand Oasis. Well, okay, because this video is dedicated to the question I asked back in Part 8. What side missions would people like to see me tackle? And I didn't get too many requests on page 8, but I have 5 missions to show off because 5 people requested them. And so this will be my last regular mission kind of gameplay. Aside from, this extra video I have coming up next. But, yeah, this mission, do not collect any pearls. If you touch a single pearl, the mission is over. You have to restart the entire thing all over again. Now, during the course of the game, Sonic can find a whole bunch of skills that attract pearls to him, that they literally float over to him. If you're going to have any good chance of beating these kinds of missions, turn that off immediately. Otherwise, there are certain situations you just cannot get through. Enemies, do not kill enemies, because if you kill enemies, they drop pearls, and those pearls will be absorbed by Sonic, and you will fail the mission. So you can't kill enemies either. So just take off that skill, don't kill enemies, and if you take it really nice and slow, these missions aren't too bad to manage. Some of the later no pearl missions are a lot harder, but this is the only no pearl mission I got a request for. So that is Sand Oasis. There you go, Sharita, or Sharita, I don't know how you say it. Kenny Bell, do that damn Dinosaur Egg mission. Alrighty, I shall. So this is the infamous Dinosaur Egg mission, the one I actually talked about in the main playthrough. It's not mandatory, you don't have to do it in order to complete the game. But it is there, and what it has is you collecting dinosaur eggs. I picked up a dinosaur egg with red dots. Now I have to find a sign that is a red dot and deliver it to that sign. And lucky for me, that sign just happens to be right up there.
This must be a
Boom!
dinosaur eggs.
1 out of 4 dinosaur eggs matched with their signposts. So far, so good, right? Yeah. This place has a lot of alternate pathways, a lot of branching pathways. I could hit that spring, or I could just drop down there and find a lower route. The spring would actually take me back to the beginning a lot quicker than I'd want to go. And this place takes me to a green star egg. So now I have to find a green star sign. But what happens if I find another egg or another sign? Well, I can't replace a green star egg with a no sign, so that's not going to work. And you may have noticed, where's my egg gone? I ran into that rock, I lost it. If you get hit by an enemy, if you run into a rock or something, you lose the egg you're holding. So you really have to make sure you don't get hit when you have these things. Luckily, the enemies don't respawn, so that's one good thing, but you still gotta be careful with the log parts, because when you're sailing around, there's all these iron spikes, going back and forth, and they're really freaking annoying, and yeah, I just don't like this level at all. Not at all. But this place has an egg. A green line egg. So now I have to find a green line sign. And where would that be? Somewhere. It's right there. Booyah! 2 out of 4. So now I'm sort of going back in a loop, going back in a circle, and again, I'm expected to bring the green star egg to the green star sign. I don't know where it is, and I certainly see a yellow line sign that I just passed, but I don't know where the yellow line egg is, so it could take a lot of going back and forth. I think the thing that trips people up a lot is the branching pathways. For example, the log, wherever you are tilting on the side of the screen, that's the point of drop-off you'll go to. So by holding all the way left, I go to the left pathway when I hop off the log, and by going all the way right, I hop off on the right pathway, And some people can be caught up on that stuff. Some people will just keep hitting the springs, not realizing they have to drop underneath where the spring is. They'll keep going in circles and wondering what the hell they're supposed to do and where the hell they're supposed to go, and it's just really tedious, really annoying. I mean, the gold medal requirement isn't actually that bad, because I guess they knew you'd be spending a long time in this place. The eggs are randomized. So, it's not going to be the same game every time you play it. It's not like you're always going to have the red dot egg and the red dot sign where that part was. It's randomized. Sometimes the eggs are just in the most awkward fucking positions imaginable, and other times, they're kind of convenient. But, whatever. This mission's still hated by many, and I do not blame them. And I'm just glad it's not mandatory in order to complete the game. You saw it right there. I jumped over the star egg because I didn't want to pick it up and replace it with my yellow one. I want to keep the yellow one so I can bring it to the yellow sign. And then I'm just going to have to keep going and looping back for the green star egg eventually. So, bleh. It's a lot of going in circles this level. But that's 3 of 4. Now I just need to get the green star one to the green star sign. But I gotta get to it because, you know, the area loops and this is just a boring, tedious mission. Also, I keep running into that cactus. And if you run into that cactus just before you're going to the green star sign, well, guess what? You lost it. Gotta go back in the loop again. You cannot take damage, remember. You hit a cactus that you think Sonic would obviously move to the right of, right? No, it's totally in your way. You have to jump, otherwise you're gonna hit it. So, if you think you can run by the cactus, no, sorry. We're on the rails. This isn't an open world Sonic adventure game. This is one with invisible walls, and Sonic will not go where you want him to go. So you gotta be a little bit careful. I'm sure people have a lot more horror stories about this mission than I do. Me, this wasn't mandatory for the secret ring, and I found the secret ring before I actually played this mission. I played this mission long after I beat the game my first time playing. So this wasn't like a big, oh man, how dare Sonic Team put us through this garbage, because it was just something I learned of later through the internet when it was like, oh man, that mission was terrible, and I was just like, I guess. I mean, I played it definitely after I beat the game, and it was awful then, but then I forgot about it just as easily because, again, I don't play Secret Rings every day. It's pretty forgettable gameplay-wise. I don't come back to this one. But again, jump over the cactus or you lose your egg. Be careful, kids. And booyah! You finally match all 4 of them up with each other. That is your mission. I took 5 minutes and I got a silver. So yeah. Some nerdy dragon says, can you play the Uhu Pirate Storm mission? I found it really frustrating. Well sure, some nerdy dragon, I can do that. Although, and actually this is the one mission I got 2 requests for. I didn't actually show the second request. Sorry, some nerdy dragon, I saw his comment first. But apparently 2 people wanted me to do this mission, and I honestly don't see why. I'm playing on my Let's Play file, the one where I beat the game with for you guys. You know, this is my level 29 Sonic, so what you see is what I got during the playthrough, like abilities-wise. And I don't know, I didn't find Uhu that fast. He's certainly a lot faster in the Night Palace mission, where you have to sidle up to the walls and stuff. Right now, my distance is 100 and... now it's 200, you know? Like, I'm really kicking Uhu's ass, and eventually I get some pearls, which gives me a speed boost and everything, and, again, if you die, Uhu stays where he is, and you go back and stuff, and that's always been the problem of this mission, but I don't find it that hard to platform, honestly. I don't think it's such a chore that you're constantly dying, and that if you constantly keep dying, he's going to pass by you, because, again, I'm a huge distance from him, and it's not that bad platform-wise. So, I don't know. People requested it, but there it is. I don't find it that bad of a mission, but hey. Now you see it, kids. That's how you do the Pirate Storm Uhu mission. And again, is it Uhu or is it Yuhu? Either way, lame. Our next request. Oh my god, that image is terrible. Either way, Brian Schroed wants me to do the do not collect, or finish the goal ring with 0 rings mission in Pirate Storm. And we've had one of these missions in Night Palace. It was a mandatory one back then. But like I said before, we're allowed to collect a ring. That's no problem. Collecting rings is no problem at all. But we have to finish with 0. And the thing that will catch you up with this level, there are rings everywhere, and there are enemies and projectiles that can hurt you everywhere too. Until the very last part of the level. In the very last part of the level, they make you jump over a gate, and once you are in that ring pit, you can't get out. You can try walking to the water, but there's invisible walls keeping you from going in the water. You can try looking for an enemy, but there's no enemy in sight, there's no fire on the ground, there's no iron spike to run into. In the last area, it's all rings, and you gotta dodge them perfectly, because if you accidentally touch one, the only thing you can do is move forward and touch the goal, and at that point, mission's failed, right? So it takes a lot of precise jumping and a lot of Ground pounding is something I like to do a lot for these sections, just so I can accurately land Sonic where I want him to be. Again, it's all motion control. That's the one thing you need to know, so that when you jump, tilt left if you want to go left, and tilt right if you want to go right. But, and it's always annoying because you have to always go through this huge-ass level to get to that ring pit, too. So if you fuck it up, then you gotta do all this all over again. So, bleh. Real pain in the ass. But here is the ring pit at long last, ladies and gentlemen. Once I pass by this gate, I can't get hurt at all. And I can't go back either. So, I cannot land on any rings. I have to make sure I'm landing on all the platforms and dodging the rings as best as I can. So as you see, I just keep doing the ground pound technique where I always want to make sure I land Sonic before the rings, before I accidentally get to the rings. And then at the very end, I'll just do an air dash through the middle there, and booyah! That's how you complete the level with 0 rings. It can be a little bit tricky, that part. It'll take practice, but not too bad. And finally, Mr. Fresh says, Clement, do perfect challenge in Night Palace. Oh, God. Alright, let's do it. The first part you will die on a lot. Why? Ah, ball spike, ball spike, ball spike, ball spike. Oh! Fail. As I said, a perfect challenge is one where you cannot get hit, take damage at all. The mission restarts you, and you have to go through all of it all over again. So, at the beginning's really where you're going to be spending the majority of your deaths, because you're going to have to constantly memorize, go left, go right, go left, go right, go left, go right, because you're constantly tilting Sonic in the direction away from the spike balls. Not that there aren't any other hazards for this mission. Oh, there are, and this mission could be a pain in the ass, but the majority will be the spike balls. That's basically what I'm saying. You also need a high jump for this level, because if you don't have a high enough jump, you can't possibly make those ledges that I did. You definitely need to make sure that your height is huge, or at least if you have another upgrade that you'll get later down the line that lets you scale up walls. There's this thing where Sonic will sort of like, he'll do like a weird cart flip on the wall and sort of barrel over the side of a wall. It's really useful in some levels, but I didn't have that at the moment, so I didn't activate it. Don't want to die, don't want to die. Booyah! The perfect challenges aren't too bad, mostly. I mean, Pirate Storm kind of is, but no one requested that. At least not in Part 8, sorry. But most of the time, perfect challenges are pretty short, and they're not too much of a pain in the ass, so yeah. Anywho, those are all the side missions people requested on Part 8 or so, and yeah, that's it. I'm done with regular levels. Extra video and multiplayer coming up, guys.